Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland back at the Lions Center on the campus of USC here in Los Angeles, California. It doesn't get much better than this in women's collegiate volleyball. Number 2 UCLA and number 8 USC, fresh off an upset of number 1 Long Beach State down at the campus gymnasium. The starting lineup for UCLA: 2 athletic outside hitters, Jenny Johnson, Annette Buckner. Allison Randick is 6'3". She replaces Natalie Williams. The number 1 freshman in the country is Kim Kroll. She's in the middle with Irene Renteria. And the experienced setter, almost 24 years old, former national team member Julie Bremner. Andy Banikowski in his 27th year. He has won 6 national championships and had a near miss last year for number 7 as Stanford won it all. For the USC Trojans, 2 very good outside hitters, Kelly Keebler and Katie Haller. Capiarato, she played on the team last year. She sat behind Cisa Vicelli, so she didn't get to play very much. Lori Houston is a blocker. Mako Wagner is a hitter blocker. And Missy McCaw from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Pac-10's leading setter right now. In USC colors, Lisa Love. Lisa Love is in her 5th year, and it bears repeating that she has never had a team, either at Texas Arlington or at USC, that has beaten UCLA. So could be a big win tonight if she can pull it off, Paul.
Well, it's taken Lisa Love 5 years really to get this program where it used to be years ago under Chuck Irby. Such great heritage here at USC, and of course for UCLA as well. But she's completed her program, and now she's right in there in the top 10.
Our officials for tonight: up will be Verna Klubnikin. Klubnikin is up. And her assistant tonight, Rick Olmstead. Former Santa Barbara coach. Does he still coach in Santa Barbara? His claim to fame is he coached Karch Karai in high school and did a heck of a job.
Well, he's still living off it. That's what it says on the back of his card. I coach high school, and I coach Karch.
All right, let's update you on the Pac-10 standings. UCLA, the only undefeated team in the Pac-10. SC, Oregon State, is having a tremendous year under Jeff Mazzocchi, the former Portland State University coach. He has got them rolling. They beat USC. Arizona's playing well. Stanford, under Don Shaw, got a slow start on their California trip. Arizona State, Washington State. Washington's struggling. They're having some injury problems. California and Oregon really hurt right now. But the Pac-10 well-balanced, and any given night.
6 teams in the Pac-10 selected to the top 25 in the country.
UCLA, it is the 69th meeting between these 2 teams, and UCLA has not lost to USC since 1988. And would the USC fans get a lift from a win in volleyball? The football team getting massacred today by Arizona, and the band is hoping to rebound here tonight. All right, here we go. Glad to be with you.
I think if USC won, it wouldn't quite even things out from the mauling they're taking over in Tucson, but it would help a little bit on Monday morning.
Missy McCall with the serve. And SC going to get a free ball. Trojans trying to take the lead. Haller, not yet. UCLA now, 1-0 Trojans. Julie Bremner, number 11 in blue. She'll call all the signals for UCLA. Number 10 is the setter for USC, Missy McCall.
Settle in. Going to be a very long match. Lots of rallies, feeling one another out.
Whip it left side to Buckner. SC looking for point number 2, and they get it.
2 keys right off the bat. USC digging the ball, not only getting the ball up, but right on target for Missy McCall, who goes to Mako Wagner for the kill.
Missy McCall, her brother Chip, is a star setter on the Pepperdine's men's team. Ball is dug. Point number 3 could be coming up. They'll whip it left side. Haller, terrible set. And UCLA gobbles it up. Buckner, blocked, save. Buckner, it was good. Wagner can't convert. That play was doomed from the start as UCLA gets its initial side out. 2-0 our score. USC leading UCLA game 1, best 3 out of 5. Buckner, the junior out of Long Beach, sat last year behind Jenny Evans after a very, very good 1991 campaign.
Well, she started as a freshman, and then when Jenny Evans was healthy, once again came back from major shoulder reconstruction. Annette had to sit for a year, and now she's ready to go once again.
Jenny Johnson with the serve, and it goes to Randick, and Allison Randick cranks it home.
Talked to Andy Banikowski before the match, and he said Allison Randick has been I said, has she been a surprise? I said, no, she's been very, very solid, but Jenny Johnson really, really been good as a receiver. She's been the key for us early.
Mako Wagner puts it away. Mako Wagner is the best hitter in the Pac-10 coming into this week. Junior out of Moreno Valley, California, and she will serve. 2-0. SC leads UCLA. Randick blocked. Used with the stuff.
Hughes missed a lot of playing time last year because of the injury to her elbow. Coming on here with Keebler, way up and over. Allison Randick getting stuffed early on the right side.
3-0 Trojans lead game one. Left side, Jenny Johnson. Kaboom's one. It's dug. And down the hatch, the freshman Kim Kroll from Decatur, Indiana. Spectacular freshman, the #1 recruit in the country, according to most magazines, as Amy Banikowski comes in replacing Allison Randick. Yes, she is the coach's daughter and a very, very good back row player. She'll serve. Good pass. Keebler right on the money, and Hughes pops it through.
Keebler and Katie Haller and Jenny Johnson have spectacular technique receiving serve. Wide base, get their arms out early in front, play the ball as opposed to the ball dictating what they want to do.
Kathy Arato with the service here. Now UCLA. There's Arato. She's wearing number 19, sophomore from Santa Barbara. Now Jenny Johnson, also a sophomore server. And once again, the backslide. USC must figure that UCLA's right side block is weak because they've gone to the backslide almost every time.
Trying to establish that early. It only works, however, if you pass the ball right on the dime, and Missy McCaw's just been walking up to her receive location, putting her hands up and running the offense.
Kelly Keebler, she's a 6-footer outside hitter, wearing number 3 out of Seal Beach, California. She spent the summer playing on the U.S. Olympic Festival, getting some experience. Her team won the gold medal. She's a very, very good player. There's Keebler. Unusual spelling, but it is Keebler. And Andy Banikowski saying, wait a second, Keebler's not serving according to my chart. And of course, Lisa Love saying, what chart? And Banikowski saying, wait.
Have to stay in rotation in volleyball.
So maybe UCLA out of rotation. Let's see.
And the opposing coaches, you're wondering why Andy Banikowski might be so sure where the USC player is supposed to serve, because they match up based on where the other team starts for a blocking or hitting or serving advantage. So Andy Banikowski there in the plaid shirt knows exactly where Lisa Love likes to start her lineup and will counter.
While we have a moment, I want to say hello to my wife and my little baby girl sitting at home, relaxing, watching Prime Ticket. Hi. Never had to do that before. Now we got 2 big fans for Chris Marlowe. Two more than you have. Randick and Johnson, according to our statman Mike Sondheimer, could be out of position, and they're talking to Rick Olmstead. And Olmstead saying, when I was coaching, who knew? I just put Karch in the middle of the court and let him do everything.
Well, this is really, this is one of the things I think they need to get rid of in volleyball. I think it's important that you keep the service order. Obviously, you got to keep the service order right, but let them line up any place they want and just play.
Who cares?
These guys are in the front row. They're in the back row. Serve in order and then just play. I mean, this bookkeeping stuff that always comes up is just a waste of time.
Well, employs a lot of people in the volleyball world. 3-0 is our score. If you're wondering, you just joined us. USC and UCLA. USC getting off their good start. Bremner back set. Kroll got it. Kim Kroll, she came from Belmont High School in Decatur, Indiana. She played 4 sports. She played for the Munciana Juniors, a talented player.
Seeing double. Jenny Johnson did serve twice in a row. UCLA out of rotation, loses possession of the ball. But then they have to correct the error and get back in proper order. So that's why you saw Johnson up there twice. Number
13, Whitney Casey is in. 5'11" freshman out of Tampa, Florida. A Fab 50 pick. Back row sub. Buckner blocks. Now it's 4-0.
Talk an awful lot about Mako Wagner's offense, and with good reason, but you know, there was just a step late, but led with her hands. If you're late as a middle blocker, get your hands over the net if you possibly can.
Good serving. Buckner again. She's dug. That was Keebler. Wagner rejected back. Buckner blocks back, number 17. UCLA side out. Kim Kroll. We've detailed her. She was recruited by UCLA, Texas, and Pacific. UCLA winning out. UCLA with a block. 4-0. UCLA going to get a point, perhaps. Let's see. Back set. Renteria. Got it. Into the net. UCLA with a point. Score should be 4-1, and it is. UCLA serving, trailing by 3. Nice dig. Jenny Johnson. They said Buckner. And she puts it away. A dynamic, explosive hit.
Well, we got some good defensive players out here on the court tonight. Jenny Johnson with the perfect dig and just giving it the come on, digging the ball straight up in the air.
Another perfect pass. Howler and Wagner thunders it through. Three kills for Mika Wagner. Now Missy McCaw. What a fabulous match she had against Long Beach State. Leading the Trojans to the upset win. Brian Gimolera's team was number 1. And UCLA looking to regain the number 1 standing. UCLA ranked 7th coming in to the year preseason, but the Bruins have not been number 1 yet.
And I thought number 7, given what UCLA lost last year, was appropriate.
Yep.
You got Bremner coming back, a very good recruiting season. Everybody knew what Jenny Johnson and Annette Buckner, like Mako Wagner, could do for USC. Wasn't USC ranked ahead of UCLA in the preseason polls, but UCLA has just answered some questions and come on and played extremely well.
And UCLA looks very, very slow right now in terms of trying to block Mako Wagner. She is just exploding by him. Buckner hits it out. 5-2.
I think you got to try to take Mako Wagner out of the match very early if you can if you're UCLA. And in order to do that, you got to commit a couple of blockers.
Yeah, and jump them fast. 5 serving 2, USC with a 3-point lead. Randick, dug. Left side. Keebler, Randick with the stuff. Tough to hit over Allison Randick, number 5, 6'3".
And this is where you want to make USC set the ball. Get the ball away from Mako Wagner, first of all, serve tough, and then put 2 Bruin blockers on Mako Wagner, force the ball to be set outside.
Wagner, she's dug. UCLA can get a point here, looking for number 3. Johnson, yes. Well, she just looks great.
Passing half the court for Andy Banikowski's team, playing superb defense and very, very composed.
Very, very good volleyball here early. Game 1, 5-3 SC. That ball served out of bounds. A lot of athletic plays, a lot of digging so far. Now going out will be Whitney Casey, and coming back in, Lori Hust. There's Wagner. And Casey is out. Casey's on the sideline. She'll come back in next time. Renteria out of bounds. 6-3 now. USC's biggest lead at 4-0. Now Wagner once again. UCLA with 5 hitting errors so far, not helping the Bruins' chances. Allison Randick.
Was a middle hitter, expected to be a starting middle blocker this year, but with Kim Kroll coming on so well. Substitution for UCLA. Randick giving UCLA a lot of options out of the middle.
Irene Renteria goes out. Tracy Schreiber, 5'6" junior, came from Corona Del Mar High School, played 2 years at Golden West College. And down the hatch goes Lori Hust. Another substitution. Going to be a long substitution night, Paul. Capiarato goes out, and number 5 is in. Monica Cavallari. She's the backup setter. She's from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Randick, and she missed the dig. So number 5 is Cavallari from Sao Paulo. She'll play in the back row. And UCLA, once again, will sub. And it goes out to Amy Banikowski. So Banikowski comes in for her second time. Now she's only able to come in one more time. Left side, Johnson again. Johnson working the left side. Of course, Jenny Johnson, a spectacular player who had to wait her turn. UCLA's outside hitter so good, playing behind Elaine Young's last year. Back set, nobody there, and Youst hits it over. 6-4, and Julie Bremner, beautiful play.
And she is not left-handed, but Bremner always spends time every day in practice during warm-ups before this match, just hitting a few balls left-handed. More surprise than anything else.
Perfect pass, Keebler, Youst, and Youst tomahawks it. Lisa Love, new assistants this year. She's got Nancy Hillman, a former star, and Jolie Eberhardt. I wonder if Jolie Eberhardt's related to Mary Eberhardt, the defensive specialist at Pepperdine. You think, Paul? We'll dig up that one. Jenny Johnson will serve, 6-5. Bremner, they joust, and USC has it. Boy, they both hit the ball exactly at the same time.
Had a quick look at proud Papa Rayford Johnson.
Little tip shot by Crow. And mix up. Oh, and UCLA hits it out of bounds. There's one of those inexperienced mistakes.
Well, and compounded. Somebody's got to take control of that play. Cannot not get the ball back in play.
Serving is number 13, Whitney Casey. Good serve. She looks like a good back row specialist. And Annette Buckner looks like a big-time front row specialist. Side out.
Buckner just going to bomb from the left side. Renteria comes back into the match. It's obviously a much, much smaller team than UCLA put on the floor last year. Better defensively, maybe does some of the transition skills a little bit better as well.
Renteria. McCaw's in the front line, so she can't do that. They'll set Howler again at 7-5, and is that good? I guess it was. Left side, trouble.
That's a terrible set. This ball had to be outside, and Julie Bremner looking over at Verna Klubnik, and that ball outside the antenna. If any part of the ball passes over the antenna, and Annie Banikowski's 50 feet away and thinks that it was outside.
The only women's volleyball coach UCLA has ever had, and he has been wildly successful, Andy Banikowski. Left side, Buckner again. And Buckner sails one long, but there's a net on USC, so UCLA will have it. 7-5, USC leads UCLA here. Game 1, best 3 out of 5. Paul Sunderland predicted this could go long. Now Bremner will serve.
The other part of my prediction, that a USC victory, they have got to win game 1.
Off the left arm of Bremner, and USC will have it. USC with a record of 9-2, 9 wins, 2 losses, 3-1 in the Pac-10. Surprising a lot of teams this year. They've already beaten 2 #1 teams. Back set, Renteria. Getting a lot of steam on it. Keebler got it. Kelly Keebler, the sophomore, racks another one.
Started every match last year as a freshman, surprised a lot of people. All Pac-10 freshman team, only her first kill. You can see how many sets have gone to the middle for USC. Just not getting a lot of action for the outside players.
UCLA now with the ball. UCLA coming off the Oregon trip. 3-0 win over Oregon, a 3-0 win over Oregon State. Randick. And now the set to the left. Keebler. Wagner. This is why they call it volleyball. Both teams volleying. Or rallying, if you like. Little tip. UCLA pinball defense. 8-5, SC leading. Wagner. Oh! Buckner got it up. But USC will celebrate a side out.
Good play all the way around. Annette Buckner hiding behind the block, there for the tip, there for the deflection. Being there is one thing, but look at this. It ricochets through the block, and she's there poking, doing everything she can to get that ball back in play.
USC by 3. Jenny Johnson whacks it. Jenny Johnson, of course, the daughter of the, well, one of the greatest athletes America has ever had, Rafer Johnson. As Tracy Schreiber comes back in. I mentioned that Tracy Schreiber played at Golden West, her coach over there, the very highly respected Albert Gasparian. The Rustlers in the last 2 years, 49-2, one undefeated season, and a pipeline to the collegiate ranks. As Kim Kroll, you watched her in warm-up ball, she looked great for a freshman. Wow.
Very strong, very athletic, explosive player, and also very disciplined in her movements on the court. She's obviously been coached very, very well at the high school and junior level, and having an impact here for maybe the #1 team in the country.
Great dig and put away. Bremner got the dig. Randick socked it up, and number 8, Kroll, torments one down there. Now it's 8-7 as UCLA scores 2 in a row.
It's a fun UCLA team to watch.
Yeah.
They poke and they scrap.
And they block some of the time. Kept in bounds. Bruins trying to tie it up for the first time tonight. Another dig by USC. Randick blocked. Little tip. And they'll go to Johnson. She ties it up. For the first time in the match, the Bruins have tied up the Trojans 8-8 here in game 1. And USC going to call timeout. Jenny Johnson leading the charge, 4 kills. We'll be back.
One magazine speaks to the sailing world. Learn how to maneuver small boats in tight quarters and large ones where inches count. Read about major regattas like the America's Cup and the latest developments in professional sailing.
Ready?
If you want to improve your sailing performance, you should read Sailing World too.
Call 800-247-7900. Subscribe now and get 12 issues of Sailing World for only $12. Order now.
To help manage your money more wisely today, get the Wall Street Journal Guide to Understanding Personal Finance. The guide is filled with information you need to know before you buy a home, plan your retirement, or start saving for your child's college years. Subscribe now to the Wall Street Journal. Take advantage of this introductory offer. Get 10 weeks of the Journal for just $36 and your free copy of the Guide to Personal Finance. Call 800-233-5300. That's 800-233-5300.
All right, trivia question. Who is the queen of the beach? Is it that woman, Hollywood McPeak, a UCLA assistant coach, the 1993 AVP most valuable player? Or is it the other UCLA assistant coach, the 1993 WPVA MVP, Liz Massakayan? What do you say, Paul? Liz, you see her right back there in black? They're both PDG. Pretty damn good. Who's better? Who's the queen of the beach?
They can share it this year.
Of course, Liz Massakayan playing with Carolyn Kirby this year on the WPVA circuit, the co-MVPs, both helping to coach UCLA. You're wondering why Liz Massakayan is sitting in the cheap seats. She is an assistant volunteer, so she can't sit on the bench.
She had to pay her own way in.
Back to the action. They don't even buy her a ticket. As Jenny Johnson wrecks it off the hands. And UCLA now with Tracy Schreiber serving and Kim Kroll hitting. First lead of the game, 9-8.
USC has stopped passing the ball up to the net. When was the last time Lori Hughes or Mako Wagner got a set out of the middle?
Keebler got it. UCLA had scored 4 points in a row. Keebler gets her second kill. Keebler is number 3 in white. There she is. And now coming in number 5, Monica Cavallari, excuse me. The sophomore. She was a setter at West Texas State. Played for the Buffaloes. Transferred to USC. That was a Division II team. You're wondering where West Texas State, in the western part of Texas, of course. Left side, Keebler blocked. And UCLA starting to get some stuffs, Paul.
They look good, and Allison Randick gives them a lot of versatility when she's in the front row. That time she blocked middle, and Kim Kroll came to the outside. Randick really doing an outstanding job here.
Allison Randick with the serve.
Tough serve, marginal pass, nothing out of the middle offensively.
UCLA can go up by 2 here. Kroll dug. Nope, they can't get there. Kim Crow looks great. Part of a tremendous recruiting class for UCLA. Crow, number 8. Bruins now lead 10-8. Keebler cuts it inside. Keebler gets a lot of sets, Paul. She looks like a pretty good hitter, but she's only hitting 184, her percentage.
Well, that's because she's getting a lot of sets in trouble, off digs, high sets to the left side. There are always 2 blockers there. Left side hitters got to hit over 200, however.
Randick out of the back line. She clobbers it. Doug Hughes puts it away.
Perfect dig to the net, and you can see what Missy McCaw and USC wants to do. They want to set the ball out of the middle every time.
10-9 UCLA. Now 10-10. Second block for Hughes.
SC coming back after giving up the lead. They really need to win game 1 to pull the next in their line of upsets.
Coming back to the Lions Center. Game 1, 10-10.
Ladies, do you mind telling us your age?
7.
And how old is old?
Old is probably 91.
So how old do you think you have to be to drive a car?
I think it's 11. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's 29.
Hey, with no payments until next year, I bet you can't wait to drive.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's life, brought to you by your California Jeep and Eagle dealer. Who else?
I tell you, at the track, I don't get no respect at all. Every time I bet on a horse, I hear the same thing. They're off, except one.
Well, Rodney, you'll have plenty of chances on Friday nights at Los Alamitos when we host live quarter horse racing and satellite betting on Hollywood Park's Night Thoroughbred Racing. First post, 7 p.m.
Now that's a winner.
Racing every Thursday through Sunday.
Remember, the family that plays together stays together.
For 27 years, that man has patrolled the sidelines for UCLA. Over 700 wins, the coach of the year in '92. Some say he had the greatest team of all time last year, but the Bruins upset by Stanford and Don Shaw. You look at Andy Banikowski, 719 wins. He's the all-time winningest coach in women's volleyball. 6 titles, 19 Final Fours. Look at his postseason record, Paul. That's where you cut the mustard. 111-19.
But do you remember back, was it 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years ago, they said his job was in jeopardy at UCLA. Don't you remember?
Hey, you got to do well at UCLA.
You know, talk about having to win a little bit to keep your job. There were lots of rumors going around that he might be in the hot seat.
Jenny Johnson with her 6th kill. And now Jenny Johnson will serve. Johnson, a red shirt in '91. So she's got some years of eligibility left. Hughes pops it up. Wagner pops it over. Bruins trying to take the lead back. And do. Kim Crow. So poised for a freshman ball.
You know, that was a great save. Crummy set out of the middle, way too low and almost behind her head. Didn't take a big swing at it, just poked it deep and put the pressure back on the opposition.
Wiping up the floor on the other side, Jenny Johnson, sophomore out of Sherman Oaks, California, out of Windward High School. And she serves it out of bounds. 11-10. UCLA up by 1. USC led early 4-0. Led 6-3. We were tied at 8-8. And a couple service errors later, it's 11-10. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, glad to be with you. We just flew in from Daytona Beach, and boy, are our arms tired, huh, Paul?
Well, you were drafting the whole way. What's your excuse?
Here's Kroll with the serve. Wagner, Doug. Ball dug up. Bremner. It's 11-10. And UCLA scores off the block.
UCLA's good in transition right here. All the pokey plays, all the covers, all the plays very low to the floor.
How about Kim Kroll, Paul? Does she remind you of anybody? Does she look like a former UCLA star of yesteryear? Diva Tompkins. Diva Tompkins look-alike. And she can play like Diva. She will be a first-team All-American, as Diva was.
And Diva Tompkins now with the U.S. national team.
And doing pretty well, I hear. UCLA gets another point now, 13-10. And Kroll, timeout, USC. So UCLA graduated 5 starters last year. Julie Bremner, the only holdover. Everybody thought, well, that would be the end of UCLA. No, UCLA had to replace. Look at this. This was made up by our expert man, Kenny Brightstein. What's missing from UCLA? 1,593 kills, 81%. Natalie Williams, Marissa Hatchett, Elaine Young, Jenny Evans, Lisa Hudak, the who's who of UCLA volleyball.
It's a fabulous group, and some argued if they would have won the national championship last year, I think they would have gone down as the greatest team of all time. But since they did not, they will lose that distinction, and rightly so. But
and the 77 USC team will still remain the only team to ever complete a season undefeated and win the national championship. 13-10. Andy Banikowski and UCLA with a lead here over USC. UCLA, the number 2 ranked team in the country, trying to become number 1 because USC beat Long Beach. Interestingly, Lisa Love's team beating Long Beach in Long Beach for the first time since 1985. So she got that monkey off her back Wednesday night.
Well, as we talked about at the beginning of this match, the NC2A is, very wide open this year. Last year was between probably 3 teams. This year there may well be a dozen that have a legitimate chance to win.
Missy McCaw, 19 aces so far this year, USC's most effective server. She had 5 of those aces against the Beach the other night. It's like a pretty good floater. Good pass. And Renneria is dug. McCall. And that ball punched out of bounds. Not a good play by Youst. Had a chance at it. Now UCLA, good rotation for the Bruins with their setter Julie Bremner serving. And a 3-point lead.
Mako Wagner in the front row. UCLA will pay a lot of attention to her on the good pass.
Left side, the lefty Arato whacks it out of bounds. Now UCLA 14-10. UCLA has really turned it around. UCLA trailed 7-5 at one point and now has game point.
That's going to be the answer. Mako Wagner's got to get the ball. She's got 6 kills. She had 5 of them in the first few rotations of the match when USC was on a roll, playing good volleyball. They've got to just set her the ball each and every time, but it requires good passing.
Keebler off speed, got it. Another nice play, Kelly Keebler.
Haven't heard much from Katie Haller. I know USC has been doing an awful lot trying to get the ball into the middle, but she really leads the way in terms of defense and the things she does to make this team click. Just a couple of kills.
Renneria pops it through. Irene Renneria, the National High School Player of the Year, co-player of the year, I should say, with Piper Hahn back in the late 80s. Renneria, now the 3rd game point for UCLA. Spin serve into the net. 5th service error for the Bruins. Now SC trying to come back. Wagner serving. And the block. Good blocking rotation over there. Youst, aided by number 15 Wagner. Nope, that's
Erato.
Erato, excuse me. Back the other way. 5 service errors for the Trojans. Good crowd on hand here at the Lions Center. They're standing up.
This place is packed.
UCLA going for a win here. Nope, missed it. 3 service errors in a row. Got to open the doors in this place, Paul. It is hot here.
Really hot. Having to wipe the court already in game 1, and this is a long match.
Wow.
We're going to have a lot of delays because of a wet floor. It's very, very hot.
The Brazilian Cavallari is in. She'll serve. 12 serving 14. 13 serving 14 now.
Going after the weaker of the two outside hitting passers, going right at Annette Buckner every chance they get.
Trojans trailing by 1, the all-important game 1.
That's a mistake, getting it on.
Johnson passes it perfectly. Sprawl. USC will keep it in play. Bruins trying to terminate. Left side, Johnson. Well, she likes to pump it off the outside blocker, doesn't she?
That's blocking the set. That's a good call. LoriUst blocking the set. Julie Bremner has the right to set the ball. She's backcourt. She's not attacking. Julie Bremner right there saying, look, that's a violation. I've been playing in college since 1988, and I know that's a violation. That's the correct call.
You called it. You cannot block the set, and apparently Bremner was trying to, well, whatever she was doing, she was setting. Randick will serve. Randick into the net. Let's take another look.
This would have tied it up. SC with a chance. You seeUst, it's so difficult to pull your hands back, but you have to recognize that situation.
Kroll crushes it.
What a great set, though, by Julie Bremner.
5th game point now coming up for UCLA. UCLA has served the ball out 3 in a row in this position. Johnson got it in. 14-13 Bruins. Haller, this could be it. Will they set Buckner? Yes, for the game. Nope, she hits it into the antenna. Not her fault, that was a bad set.
Yeah, when you've got a point scoring opportunity, you got to set the ball 3 or 4 feet off the net. You cannot make the mistake by setting the ball too tight.
We're playing the 15, win by 2. Wagner, tip. UCLA with a 1-point lead here. Buckner got it. Sixth time UCLA will try to serve it up for the game. Perfect pass, Wagner. Oh, she thunders one through.
That's USC's hope. Off the perfect pass from Haller or Keebler. Where's UCLA's blockers? They're split, and Wagner's just too quick.
Number 21, Bonnie Brunst, is in to block for USC. USC trying to tie it up right here. Renneria, Doug, here's a chance if they can get a swing. Feed it over to UCLA. Renneria, and Irene Renneria puts it away.
Both middle blockers for UCLA are very, very quick, like to cut the ball back.
7th game point for the Bruins. UCLA undefeated this year. Wagner, see it. She is so fast and so quick and so good. He is just dominating UCLA's block.
On the perfect pass, UCLA has got to commit at least one blocker.
SC trying to tie it up. Oh, Randick
out. Woo! This is a good match.
Yeah.
Well played, both teams raising their level at the end of the game.
UCLA going to make a substitution this time. Everybody running out of subs. Jamie Jandro, part of that fabulous UCLA recruiting class out of Tempe, Arizona, and Corona del Sol High School. She serves. UCLA trying to wrap it up again. Number 8, Wagner, dink. Is that good? I guess so. Quick. SC trying to terminate. Bruins got a swing for a win. Johnson, not yet. Score remains 14-13. Trojans paddled up. Wagner. USC off the block, out of bounds. Give a lot of credit to Missy McCall. About 5 digs over the right side.
Everybody working hard. This is transition volleyball. You get to see the very end of it. Everything that went before that was very good.
USC once again trying to tie it up. 13-14. This could be it. Trojans have it. They'll get a swing. That's it. And a little tip shot over. That was Brunst. Left side, Johnson. And she puts it through. Jenny Johnson. ripping. She has 8 kills now. UCLA fans like it.
How composed does she look out there on the court? Very relaxed.
9th game point for UCLA. They lead 14-13. Yost sneaks it through. Now USC will have it. USC led most of the way. UCLA tied it up at 8, took the lead. Another substitution for the Trojans. They're bringing in number 1, Lori Hill, the freshman from Stockton, California. Backup setter, good back row player. Can she make the dig to tie it up? Serve! Just out of bounds. Thought the SC linesman might call that in, huh, Paul?
Well, he's wearing a USC shirt. That puts a little pressure on you. And look the way his coach is dressed. Tough call.
10 time for UCLA. And that's it. So UCLA rebounding from a 4-0 deficit. Bruins trailed 6-3 and came back and won it. All right, we'll come back. UCLA leading the match 1-0.
Pactel introduces the longest uninterrupted cellular calling area in Southern California.
Hi, honey. Just leaving.
All the way from San Luis Obispo to the Mexican border.
Yeah, I miss you too.
And all at the same low rates.
Oh, can't wait to see you.
The Pactel California Connection. And right now, get this Pactel flip phone for only $199. It's the perfect traveling companion for the California Connection. Call 1-800-PACTEL-1.
Hi, all Prime Ticket viewers. This is Stu Feiner representing the documented #1 college and pro football show in the nation, The Sports Advisors. Every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and Sunday 8:30 a.m. you can tune in to watch myself, Dr. Ron Bash, Kevin Duffy, the legend, and Glenn Michaels of Colorado Sports Advisors give you winning college and pro football selections absolutely free every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and Sunday 8:30 a.m. only on Prime Ticket. Do this. Tune in to us for free football winners.
LA style. Prime Ticket.
Back at a sold-out Lions Center, UCLA winning a thrilling game 1, 15-13. Hi, everybody. Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland. USC looked great early. They led 4-0, 8-5, but then UCLA's athletic ability really started to pay off. Jenny Johnson and Annette Buckner, and I thought the freshman Kim Kroll, they started to dominate at the net.
Well, they started to serve a bit tougher, got USC out of their good receiving game. Mako Wagner got the ball a lot in the very beginning of the game, but as soon as she was taken out of the action by some poor passing, UCLA made their comeback and went right on past USC. But very, very close game. A game I thought USC had to win in order to have a chance in this match. And as you might expect, things very, very even. Kills just a slight advantage to UCLA. Blocks dead even. A ton of digs. That was a very, very well played and enjoyable first game. Hitting errors, UCLA had a lot early and not too many late.
Okay, so we prepare for game 2 in this best 3 out of 5. Kim Kroll, big story, 5 kills and 3 blocks. Number 8, part of UCLA's number 2 ranked recruiting class. Kim Kroll, of course, Kelly Flanagan, Jamie Jandro, and Tanisha Larkin. Everybody thinks that Stanford had the best recruiting class. Colleen Minnick, Nikki Otto, Eileen Murphy, and Paula McNamee. A lot of those not getting a chance to play yet. Just a reminder, be sure to tune in to Prime Ticket Sunday through Friday for all the scoops, the scores, the highlights, and the interviews on Press Box Sports News Nightly at 10 p.m. only on Prime Ticket. Sports LA style. You stay up like 4 nights in a row waiting for your baby to come, you'll talk like me too. Abba-dabba-doo. We're getting
four
out
nights.
here. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Game 2. Bonnie Bruntz is going to get a start.
I just saw Mackenzie Marlowe.
Yes.
Worth the wait.
Yes.
The baby looks a lot like Lori, your wife. Thank goodness.
She's beautiful, but she's big.
She is big.
8 pounds and 15 ounces, 21 inches long. And Andy Banikowski already has sent a letter of recruitment. I wonder if you can do that. If she's going to be big, she's going to be left-handed, she's going to jump like Marlon. I want her. UCLA won game 1, 15-13. They're ready to start game 2. Everybody a little surprised that UCLA has gotten off to the start that the Bruins have. Wins over New Mexico, Illinois, Penn State, Georgia Tech. Then they demolished Hawaii in Hawaii. Stanford, Cal, Oregon, Oregon State. No losses for the Bruins yet. Doug chasing nobody there. Mako Wagner. Let's check out Wagner. She has 10 kills and a block. Wearing number 15. First team academic All-American last year out of Notre Dame High School. She's the kind of student athlete you like to recruit. Left side, Buckner. Poked up, nicely done. Katie Howler. And put back over. Randick, dink. Wagner is there. And finally the put away by Buckner.
This match is going to be a battle all night long. Two very, very evenly matched teams. Athletically, their ability to cover the court, have similar skills at similar positions.
Annette Buckner with the serve. And the block right there, Irene Renteria, number 10, blocks number 11 use.
I'll tell you, you know what might decide this match? The battle between Julie Bremner and Missy McCaw. They're the setters in the respective 5-1 situations. Who can keep their team together, run the offense, make the fewest number of mistakes? Right at the beginning of game 2, Missy McCaw makes a couple unforced setting errors.
Well, Missy McCaw did not get much playing time last year because of Sue Peters, who had a spectacular year, then went on to play on the basketball team. McCaw started the year before that, but they've had that setting confusion for a couple years now.
It's
now
her team
McCaw's
now.
turn.
Yeah, it's her team, and she missed time last year also because of some stress fractures in her feet. This is her group.
2-0 UCLA.
Nice dig.
And nobody there. Use backed out. 3-0 UCLA. So the Bruins building on their momentum of game 1. Timeout Trojans. Now Buckner's spin serve causing some problems. We're coming back. Don't go away. Don't go to sleep.
Imagine the future for an airline that already flies more passengers than any other airline from Southeast Asia, with the largest fleet of aircraft flying to 5 continents. Imagine. Fly Malaysia Airlines.
New Pub Draft Guinness. It's just like a keg, but easier to carry.
If you like the UCLA athletics, then get ready for the UCLA Sports Magazine. Join host Chris Marlowe, yes, that's me, as I bring you the highlights, the interviews, and behind-the-scenes look at Bruin athletics. Watch the UCLA Sports Magazine. It's a great show. Wednesday at 11, only on Prime Ticket Sports LA style. Terry Donahue coming off a big win over San Diego State. The Bruins look great. Can't wait to talk to him on Monday. He'll be fired up.
They got off to an 0-2 start, and Donahue and the Bruins taking a lot of gas, but they really are coming on the last couple of weeks.
All right, back to the volleyball. 3-0. UCLA leading USC here. Trouble, that's got to be double.
Got to call that.
Even Berna Klubnikin will call that one.
Who is known as a liberal.
Yes.
A Clinton referee.
And not so bad. Do you mind that?
No.
Okay.
No, I want it to play. I want the game to be played that way, and I talked about it a lot on the beach this summer.
Right. Because you had crappy hands, and you want anything to go.
Sweet. They were sweet.
Was that good? No. Buckner spin serve out of bounds. Game 2, it's 4-0 UCLA. Bruins having won the first game, 15-13. So Bonnie Brunts, the freshman out of San Jose, good hitter, good blocker. She's been sharing some time on the right. Does McCall look like she's still limping a little, Paul, to you? It doesn't look like she's getting out there to me.
I asked her before the match if her feet and ankles were fine from last year. She said, yeah, 100% no problem. But we will keep a close look. Ace serve. Irene Renteria. UCLA serving much tougher.
Scrambling, look out. Good hustle by the Trojans.
USC's working hard, but just not executing right here. Mako Wagner.
No, they're getting executed.
All right, they're getting executed in game 2. And it is way too hot for this building. It's a very comfortable evening outside. The building is packed, and everywhere I look, all I see is closed doors.
So you're saying, why don't they open up the doors and let a breeze in the Lions Center?
Well,
right?
Look at everybody. Look at everybody.
Yeah.
It's 70 degrees outside. It's a very nice evening here in L.A. Every door in this place is closed.
And
There's
Paul
not a window.
Sunderland's makeup is starting to run.
Well, yours were. You took
out.
my shirt sleeve to clean yours off. It's dripping down your nose.
I tell you, it is hot. 7-0 Bruins.
That's what I just said.
I know. So they're wiping up the floor. Oh, good shot. Kim Kroll thunders one down. 7-0 Bruins.
Boy, how important was it to win game 1? You come off of that and completely take over the game.
Of course, with that point, it makes it 8-0. Bruins scoring at a very, very fast pace. Kirstie Olsen, make that. Kylie Hughes is in, number 7, the freshman from Riverside, California. And Kroll tomahawks another one. Look out. Wow, Kim Kroll.
An impact freshman.
Wow, she is really good.
You come out of the Midwest, you're recruited by everybody, you're the #1 player, you come to the #1 program in the country, and you start right away and start dictating who's winning and losing matches.
UCLA leading here 9-0. As they wipe up the floor. Very, very hot, very, very dangerous. As Irene Renteria will serve, leading 9-0.
It's too hot in here. There's no excuse for it.
I agree.
All I got to do is open a couple of doors.
I tell you, if they don't after this game, I'm going down there myself. Little tip shot. So USC has changed setters, and I think it's a good idea. Monica Cavallari is in, number 5. Out went Missy McCaw. When everything's going bad, you know the saying, get the setter out of there. There's Cavallari.
Well, everything was going bad. UCLA was just rolling over USC.
This is a good move. I want to see Cavallari. She could be good. Whip it left side. Will definitely change the tempo. Kroll with the hammer.
Well, she might be able to change the tempo, but she's not going to block middle against Kim Kroll. And right now, nobody's stopping the good freshman for UCLA. But it's really a good all-around team performance. Playing good defense, receiving, serve well, also serving much tougher in game 2 for UCLA.
Amy Vanikowski is in to serve. Bruins lead this match 1-0. Cavallari, left side, dink. UCLA looking for point number 10, Buckner. Calling for the push. They whip it left side. Howard got it. Nice play by the Trojans. They get the ball. Katie Howard, just her 3rd kill, Paul. They're just not getting the ball to her.
Well, the game plan was to set the ball into the middle. But what happens is when that stops working, you continue to force it, you got to go back to the strength of your team, and I think that's Howard.
Whitney Casey is in, number 13. Her father was an academic All-American and a football All-American at Florida State. Very smart. She's a pre-med major at USC. Got the brains and the brawn. Oh, she missed that. Just missed it. Kim Kroll with 9 kills, helping UCLA's cause. And a lot of subs coming into this one. Jenny Johnson will serve. She has 11 kills. That leads all Bruins scorers. Still 9-0. UCLA's biggest win this year. They beat Stanford in 5. They lost the first 2 games at Pauley Pavilion, then came back and won 3 in a row. SC can get a point here. Look out. Haller. Point!
Still a long way to go, but it's better than being a bagel. Now it's a French fry.
That's right. And now looking for the curly fries right now. USC trying to get to 2. Little dink. Remember, Annette Buckner used to be a middle hitter, so she can hit 3s and 1s and left side. Buckner with the kill.
Sometimes a very difficult transition for a player to make out of the middle, where everything is predicated on speed and rhythm to the setter. You go to the outside, the ball's set very, very high. You have to learn to wait and really make a lot of adjustments to the ball.
Here comes Tracy Schreiber, the backcourt specialist from Corona Del Mar. She'll serve. Very fiery, scrappy play. If she digs one, she'll get into it. Cavallari and the slow. What a dig by Johnson. UCLA Buckner. Renteria. Fabulous dig. That was Cavallari. She looks pretty good, Paul. Another dig. Going, gone. Some tremendous defensive plays on both sides of the net.
Not a surprise, however, that UCLA playing such good defense. They gave up a lot of size off last year's great team, but they are quick, built a little bit closer to the ground, and look at their coaching staff. Holly McPeak, Liz Massakine, great defensive players.
That was the first kill for USC opposite tonight. And a little jelly in the jam. Who gets it? UCLA. So UCLA will bring Allison Randick back into the front line. Pick number 5. Out goes Vanikowski. And Bremner will serve. Started her career at Notre Dame after a stint on the national team. Went directly from high school to the national team, which surprised everybody. Keebler got it. Kelly Keebler, the long swing, her 6th kill. And number 7 is coming back in, Kylie Hughes. Has a sister, Kisa, who plays basketball at UCLA. UCLA going to be very, very good in basketball this year, I'm told. Pac-10 always tough, however, as Randick. She was good very early, Paul, but they've gotten away from Allison Randick.
Well, getting a lot of production elsewhere. UCLA, really a nice mix offensively. And Bremner, very experienced. She's going to crawl hot out of the middle and then spreads it back around, and now we'll get other players involved.
That's a put away. And Kylie Hughes gets involved, the freshman from Riverside. Good spike there. There's Hughes, number 7. If you're wondering about USC's recruiting class, rated 3rd in the country, we'll give it to you when we can. Dig, Cavallari. Little dink, and it goes down. 9-2. Remember, Monica Cavallari, the setter, number 5, came in when it was 9-zip. And the Trojans starting to make a move here. A little change of momentum. Trouble. Blocked. And down. Kylie Hughes, give her the block. She made it. There's Cavallari. And it's all of a sudden 9-3. You feel momentum switching or not?
A couple more points it will have. That was just a bonehead play by Julie Bremner. Now it's switched. Now it's switched, and UCLA needs a timeout.
9-4, timeout, UCLA. All right, we're coming back. The Trojans starting to come on.
Spike Nashbar, America's #1 volleyball source. Balls, nets, shoes, and apparel. Hard to find, one of a kind. Spike Nashbar exclusives, the big names and the little ones. Call today, 1-800-JUMP-SET to get your free volleyball product guide. That's 1-800-JUMP-SET. Spike Nashbar, America's #1 volleyball source, guaranteed.
In tennis, you don't just play the opponent. You've got to play the ball. It's how you play the ball that determines whether your shot is in or out, whether the point is won or lost. Now, you can play the ball and win with this half-hour video by Tennis Magazine instruction editor Vic Braden. Free with a 1-year subscription. 12 issues of Tennis Magazine.
Call 800-848-4600 for a full year of Tennis Magazine, plus this free video. Just $13.77. Call 800-848-4600 now.
the CIF 1A High School Player of the Year 3 years ago, Jenny Johnson. What a marvelous family background she has. Her father, Rafer Johnson, the 1960 gold medalist in the decathlon. There's Rafer, one of the all-time greats. His pal C.K. Yang, both UCLA Bruins. And Rafer gets into it, Paul. He's not one to sit back and go, fine, let's go.
It's been my honor to know Rafer Johnson for quite some time.
His son Josh, right to his left.
Sitting on your camera right. And Rafer is a tremendous supporter of his children's athletic pursuits. And I'll never forget, you and I were both there when he carried the torch up the stairs to begin the '84 Olympic Games.
And Jenny Johnson, give you another note on that. UCLA, it's 9-4. Bruins led 9-0. Cavallari, the setter, is in, and she is looking good. Left side, Trojans kind of come back. Keebler, Schreiber has it. Oh, wasn't that over the net?
Well, if any part of the ball is above the net or on your side, you're eligible to tap this thing down. And I thought, I think she's over the whole way.
There was no attack made on that. You have to be attacking.
Yeah, that's a missed call right there. Should have been called.
USC has scored 5 unanswered points. UCLA led 9-0. Then Lisa Love, the coach for USC, as any smart coach would, she changed setters, brought in Monica Cavallari, a sophomore from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and she has paid dividends. SC is back in it. Johnson, out of bounds, 9-6. And here come the Trojans. Here's Cavallari. She looks good, Paul. She's got a good release. She's a good setter.
And has come in relaxed and with some confidence. A lot of backup setters are very ill-equipped to come in under pressure situations, but playing in another program, coming through junior college, possibly with some international experience, has really helped her just come in and set the ball, do things, change momentum.
Trojans coming alive here, trailing by 3 now. Could be 4 if they can't get this one, or it could be 2, make that. Free ball, quick set. UCLA there. Great dig. And the put away. Irene Renteria, number 10. A lot was expected of Irene Renteria coming out of Clark High School. She's been a good player, but never a great player.
Well, she was not able to take the next step up. She came in with a fabulous group of players, but you're surrounded by Elaine Youngs, Natalie Williams, Jenny Evans, Lisa Hudak, Marissa Hatchett. It was hard for her to get enough playing time and to improve so she could become a great player. But she's had, I think, a very solid career.
Look at that, Keebler. And a quick set. They ran the 3 inside, too, and Cavallari set it up perfectly. Wow. They faked the 3 and popped the 2 straight up, and nobody was there.
You can forget the 9-0 lead. This game starts right here, and SC is playing like a different team. And so is UCLA. They're stinking it up pretty good right now.
Dig by USC, looking for another point. Left side, Johnson. Oh, Jenny Johnson loves to hit line.
Got to be part of the scouting report. Jenny Johnson's probably, let's say she's hit 10 balls. 8 of them have been down the line. The other 2 have been through the seam. She has yet to hit a ball cleanly cross court.
Amy Banikowski is in. UCLA won game 1, leads it. And 9-6 here in game 2. It's the best 3 out of 5 game match. UCLA, of course, last year, a record of 33-1. The second time that UCLA has ended up with 1 loss at the end of the season to perhaps wreck a season. Yes, the fans are out. And I'm not talking about the fans in the gym. I'm talking about the fans fanning the fans. Very, very hot in the line center. The doors are closed. The lights are on. And it's hot.
And the butter is melting, believe me.
And so are the announcers. The popcorn is melting. USC going to make a substitution now. Number 13 coming in, Whitney Casey. And Casey will serve. Once again, Casey, a pre-med major. Very smart, good jump serve. And a free ball coming up to get another point. Not yet. Left side, great set, and Haller puts it away.
I like Cavallari.
Yeah.
What a sweet bump set. Making things happen, making some smart choices, accurate sets, and getting everybody pretty jacked up right now.
UCLA's already used up 1 timeout to try to stop this run. It's 9-7 now.
That's a bad set.
Little tip, Haller is there. And she keeps it in play. Whip it left side, Johnson. Oh, what a dig in the backcourt. That was Whitney. And SC going to get another swing at it. to pull to within one. Left side, Haller. Oh, and she's rejected. Smart set, but a great block out on that side.
Everybody's going towards Mako Wagner. Look at the middle blocker here. Kroll is late, and Julie Bremner really there by herself with a big stuff on the outside.
Bruins leading in blocks by 3. Passes, play action, and the scoop. Cavallari, and UCLA finally scores a point. Bruins led 9-0. USC came back to 9-7. And with that point now 10-7. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland with you from the Lions Center. College volleyball. Wagner out of bounds.
Back-to-back errors, and Lisa Love's got to be thinking about taking a timeout, and Andy Banikowski wants to push the momentum, push the tempo.
Johnson, she has been the Terminator when UCLA has needed something. Jenny Johnson has been there. Quick set, Kroll, yes. That ball was in. 12-7, so the Bruins turning it on. What's amazing is how much confidence Julie Bremner has in Kim Kroll. It's like they've worked together for years.
Well schooled is Kim Kroll. Came out of a very good junior program, Munciana. And middle hitters who are really effective when they come early to programs because they got good fundamentals. And that means that they're there, their body's in good position to receive the set. But you really have to be determined to get there on time, every time, out of transition and out of serve receive. And then your setter, who you're seeing right there, Julie Bremner, will get you the ball, but if she has any doubts for a split second as to whether or not you're going to be there in transition, you're not going to get the ball.
There's a great look at the #1 freshman in the country, Kim Kroll. KK, 10 kills and 3 stuff blocks, and really dominating the middle as a freshman. You don't see many freshmen able to come in and do that. 12-7 is our score. UCLA has the lead. Don't forget to watch Prime Ticket Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. when Wayne Gretzky and the Los Angeles Kings take on Vancouver, the Canucks. That will be live 7:30 Wednesday only on Prime Ticket. Sports LA style. You doing that game?
Yeah,
should be a good one.
Regular season opener.
Wow. Kings going to be better than last year?
That's going to be tough.
To the action once again, the 3 to the inside too. Looks Cavallari likes running that. The put away and the side out. Bruins with another little spurt of 3 points. It is 12-7, UCLA on a hot night in Southern California.
Bruins a hot night in the Lions Center. It's a beautiful night in Southern California.
Buckner puts it away. Annette Buckner now has 8 kills. And Howler Sanders should have had that dig. Now Kroll will serve. And if you're wondering why we're waiting, they're just wiping up the floor virtually on the opposite side every single play. So there's a short delay between the serving. Anybody dives, there's going to be some kind of wipeout. UCLA chasing was that Kroll? Yes, she got it up. And a put away, SC, Katie Howler gets the kill. Kroll, interestingly, she plays pretty well on defense. They don't take her out in the backcourt, so a well-rounded player. How hot is it here in the Lions Center? Yeah. It's a mini fan. That'll wear you out. Wagner only 1 kill so far this game. 12-7 UCLA with a lead. Buckner got it. Annette Buckner. UCLA won game 1. Leading this match 1-0.
Short serves available to UCLA. USC receiving only with Haller and Keebler, and the short serve is there if they want it.
Right to Keebler, she passes it perfectly. And then she hits it well. Jenny Johnson with the dig. Oh, the big hit, Buckner.
Frothing over that one. Good dig by Cavallari, but right on top of the tape for Annette Buckner. Randick ripping cross court, gathering herself. You see Renteria says, look, on this play, I'll just applaud. You put the ball away.
How much better is UCLA as a defensive team this year, Paul?
I don't know yet. I got to see him a little bit more.
Blocked by UCLA. They say the UCLA won't be able to block as well as they did last year, but they're doing all right.
As far as backcourt defense, this team is probably 20% better, although Jenny Evans and Elaine Youngs were very, very good.
Ball is up. This is game point. Keebler, UCLA should do it right here. They'll set Buckner. Here she comes. Did she get the touch? Yes, she did, and that's the end of game 2. So the touch off the block. UCLA, the number 2 ranked team in the country, trying to become number 1. The Bruins need one more game and one more win. Okay, we're coming back. Game 3 coming up after this.
Think Tyson is the greatest heavy that ever lived? Watch Joe Louis. Like Sugar Ray Leonard? Wait till you see Sugar Ray Robinson. See them, own them, the greatest fights of the century. Yours to own, yours to keep. Walcott and Lewis, Zale and Graziano, Dempsey and Tunney, Carnera and Bear, and many, many more. Rare dynamic fight footage preserved on state-of-the-art videotape. You can be there for the fantastic fights of the century. Call now to own them. Call now for the fantastic fights of the century on modern videotape for only $19.95. Call now. 2 volumes of the fantastic fights of the century, yours for just $19.95. 2 state-of-the-art videotapes with the fights you've only heard about, yours for just $19.95. But you must call now to take advantage of this special television offer. You must call now.
Call now to order this 2-volume set for only $19.95. These fantastic fights make the perfect gift. For faster delivery, please have your credit card ready and call 1-800-962-8882. 1-800-962-8882.
Fun, easy, inexpensive, and ingenious.
That's what coaches and experts say about Solo Tennis. Improves all tennis skills. Form, timing, speed, confidence, strength, and endurance.
How does it work?
Just hit the ball and Solo Tennis will return it to you every time.
Who can play?
Anyone of any age. Simple enough for a novice, yet challenging enough for an expert.
Where can you play?
Anywhere. No backboard or tennis court is needed. Solo Tennis is a fun, exciting game you can play anytime. Tennis USTA magazine says,
take full natural strokes and the ball comes back to you every time.
Inside Tennis magazine calls it
simple yet innovative.
Back at the Lions Center, UCLA leading USC 2-0. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, we just got back from Daytona Beach, Florida. It was 120 degrees, and it wasn't this hot for us, was it? I didn't think so. UCLA got off to a big lead, 9-0. USC came back behind the setter, the Brazilian, but then it appeared that UCLA really adjusted to that tempo.
Well, it is a change, and UCLA let down. When they were up 9-0 and the setter changed, they figured, hey, we'll go on and we'll win this game 15-2, 15-3. But USC came back to 9-6, and then it was a ball game. But then UCLA refocused, says, okay, the rhythm is different, and then they just finished the game out. But one big difference, Mako Wagner and Lori Yu, 17 kills in game 1. In game 2, they had only 1 kill between them. That's a big problem for USC.
That's individually. Let's take a look at the team stats. UCLA running up some impressive numbers. 43 kills to 37. The blocks favoring UCLA. The digs favoring USC. Service errors and hitting errors. It's been a very well played, closely played. I don't think USC is getting the production when they actually need it, however.
That's probably right. If you were to chart this match out in terms of who's making the big plays, scoring the big points, getting the key side outs, and they really need them to establish or regain momentum in this match, it's been UCLA all the way through. Annette Buckner's been very, very consistent on the outside. We talked about her being a story along with Jenny Johnson.
Another thing, too, is UCLA is getting balanced production. USC has got some hot players, but they're not getting any production out of that right side or opposite spot. Bonnie Brunst and Capiarato, they're not putting the ball away.
And Allison Rendick, whose name we have not called upon an awful lot, I think has played a very, very solid match. She's blocked a few balls. She's put balls away when she's had an opportunity. A good UCLA team and about to become #1 in the nation if they win this game.
USC still with the chance. USC number 8 in the nation right now with 8 wins and 2 losses. USC's 2 losses this year. They lost to Kathy Gregory's Santa Barbara team about a month ago. They had won the first 2 games, and then they let down, and the Gauchos came back and beat them 3-2, and then they lost to Oregon State 3-1 last weekend. So a couple of letdown games for USC. However, they bounced back and beat Long Beach on Wednesday night. So an unpredictable USC team. And the first put away for UCLA. UCLA will have it. You saw the graphic on the middle blockers, how well USC's middle blockers played in game 1. However, game 1 was a long game, so there are a lot of statistics. One more look. 16 kills in game 1 for Wagner and Hughes. Only 1 in game 2. So USC trying to get it together. And once again, we're wiping up the floor here in the Lions Center. Hot night in the first couple of games. Here's where USC can't put the ball away on that one side, the right side. And it's usually the most productive hitting spot in volleyball. Put away there, Mako Wagner. Maybe not in women's volleyball, certainly in men's. The opposite of right side is the king. Left side, I guess, for women's is much better.
Well, to explain very, very quickly, when you're opposite in men's, you get a lot of sets when you're in the front row. You get a ton when you're in the back row, so you're getting set right around the dial. Not so much backcourt hitting in women's intercollegiate volleyball.
Lift is called. And the Trojans have a lead. Not since game 1 as USC led. That was a game USC should have won. USC led virtually all the way. Good serve. USC 2-0.
Hughes with a kill out of the middle, and she was benched partway through game 1. That's why her numbers were so poor. And time for her to reestablish a little bit.
I think you have to leave her in because she's the one player, well, along with Wagner, that can really dominate and block.
Right now it's the combination. Mako Wagner with a good tough serve. Jenny Johnson with a shank, and you saying thank you very much.
Mako Wagner serving tough. 3-0 USC leads. However, UCLA leads the game score 2-0. Still wiping the floor. There we go. These guys are exhausted. I tell you, they'll have to take those guys to the hospital tonight. They are doing a job. There's a good pass by UCLA. They whip it left side to Johnson. And it's through, dug by Howler. Back set, nobody there. USC can score a point. Nice set. Randick, Johnson. Used again, and she tees off. And it's 4-0.
Hughes had a little conversation with herself between games 2 and 3. There's the beam. It's up high enough.
Yep. It's not the balance beam. The ball just can't go up there and rest.
No, that's a balance beam you would not want to fall off.
Allison Randick. She hits it off the block out of bounds. Good shot by Randick, recruited out of Pepper Window High School. 7 kills for her. Been sitting on the bench waiting for 2 years to get her opportunity. Why didn't she play? She was behind Natalie Williams.
I think it probably helped Allison Randick. She came in at 6'3", was not physically ready to play, not very strong. I think she's beefed up a little bit, done a lot of training under Andy Vanikowski, and I think looking forward to and already having a very productive year.
Happy Arado gets her second kill. Only the second kill between Arado and Brunst from the right side. So that position has not been as productive. She's playing pretty well all around, but just not killing the ball. Of course, they don't set her very much either.
Yeah, but you need some production out of that position. Otherwise, the defense and the blockers can just ignore that spot and allows them to double up or triple up someplace else. You got to get some production.
Amy Vanikowski comes in. She played on a Division III national champion, UC San Diego. There's the ball popped up. Johnson hits it off the block, out of bounds. So UCLA finally gets a point, trailing 4-1.
And do you see the perspiration on Laura Hughes? You see how hot it is in here. She's from Houston, Texas. It makes her feel right at home.
Home of the hot. Crow. UCLA gets it back over. Bro's trying to get another point here. Good set that time, and Johnson kills it.
Bremner looks very good. After last season, had some time off, of course, to be a student once again, and then set for the silver medal winning team at the World University Games in Buffalo, New York over the summer.
Fans, literally, doing their job. Serving to the net by Banikowski. She'll stand and try to dig some balls up. And now, Kelly Keebler. Kroll hits it in the antenna. That's a point for USC, 5-2.
Really surprising to see her hit a ball from the left side.
Question is, can she hit on the left side? Pretty well, we are told. Let's see if she set her again. Nope, she's coming around. Back set. Kroll, we know she can hit this set. She does.
Lines up on the left, swings all the way around to the right side. Hits what UCLA calls a flare set. 11 kills into double figures. Moving on into double figures. The flare set, look at the blockers chasing Hirado. Really making a mistake. You got to get your hands over the net. You can't chase.
Good dig. Cavallari, who is still in there. And Hughes, she's getting anything for ball. That must be the fifth ball that's been passed over the net. Heck, old man Sunderland could still hit that ball.
On my tiptoes.
Maybe.
Hey, you got to pass the ball near the net, but Cardinal Sin has passed the ball over the net. Easy opportunity.
Here's a player I like. She's played well so far. Whitney Casey. Jump serving, digging. They set it left side. And knocks one down the line. 11 kills for Nick Buckner.
He was the pass there. Frees the middle blocker, makes the kill on the outside very easy.
Nick Buckner, a member of UCLA's NCAA championship team 2 years ago. Kroll with the serve. 5-2 Trojans lead game 3. Wagner. Speed shot, 12 kills for Wagner. She was so hot in game 1. She was virtually unstoppable. She had 9 kills in game 1. She had 1 kill in game 2. And just 2 so far here in game 3. So they got to get Wagner heated up again. You know what really worked for her? You don't see this much in women's volleyball. A couple Elimination teams do it. Mako Wagner is good enough to do a double pump or a step out. When they jump, she just pumps and steps out. She will all along.
It's a head fake up into the elevator, and Mako Wagner gets them as the blockers are coming down. USC's a good enough passing team to incorporate those sorts of maneuvers and strategies into their offense.
Can you remember the last women's team you've seen do that, either collegiately or internationally? Maybe Cuba?
Cuba, the Chinese
right.
women.
Okay, good. Japan?
Games. Yeah, Japan.
Right. A couple little maneuvers you can use to get that block off you, and wherever Mako Wagner goes, she is getting a double block. 5-2 USC by 3. Nice dig. Popped right up. Whip it over. UCLA had it, and wow, what a dig! That was number 9 in the backcourt, Katie Howler, the leading Trojan digger. Oh, and that one's out of bounds. It was right to Keebler, but had too much mustard sauce for it.
SC has not been able to hang around long enough. The reason they have been successful this year is to pass the ball well, play good defense, force you to take 2 or 3 swings, but they have not been able to side out for long enough periods of time to put pressure and really frustrate young UCLA.
Good spin serve. They put set. Wagner tapped it. Back set. Randick. And she crucifies one cross court.
Bremner setting the ball very, very well. Remember,
much better than last year.
I really agree with that. I think that maybe she was under a lot of pressure to set the ball to Natalie Williams, Elaine Young, maybe a certain percentage of the time. She's really out here leading this team and setting the ball better than at any time I've seen during her career. So it might come down to the player that might separate these 2 teams, Missy McCaw or Julie Bremner, and Bremner's having a good match.
And Missy McCaw is sitting on the bench right now in favor of another setter. Monica Cavallari, number 5. She came in when UCLA was leading. Lisa Love put her in game 2. It was 9-0 UCLA. Cavallari rallied the Trojans to 9-7, but USC lost anyway. Cavallari starting in game 3. And I think if the Trojans pull this lead, we'll see McCaw back. Unless there's something wrong with her that we don't know about.
I don't think there is. Cavallari came in, played very, very well. And so far, Cavallari has been connecting with Mako Wagner out of the middle, and that is the key for USC's chances. So as long as that connection seems to be fluid, I think she'll stay in the middle.
Missy McCaw waiting her turn to get back in. Is she mad right now?
No, if the team was losing, they were down 9-0. She's disappointed in her performance. Mad at herself, maybe, but can't be mad at Lisa Love. It was the right choice to take her out.
5-5 now as UCLA has rebounded after trailing 4-1. Make that 4-0 as Keebler hits inside. Good shot. Same scenario as game one, where USC jumped out 4-0. So it's the same on this stage. 5-5. Now serving will be sophomore out of Santa Barbara, big lefty. Nice set. Randick, and Bremner is there. Okay, Allison Randick was expecting a high set. She got a little shoot, did a pretty good job. She kind of unravels when she goes in there.
6'3". The difference is, did you see how she really windmilled her arms to get herself moving?
Now, she goes out, she'll get a rest. Randick sits down, and the backcourt specialist talked about her career at UC San Diego under Doug Danovic, one of the spectacular Division III programs. What was in contention or a winner? And Hills with Keebler.
Lisa Love in a bit of a quandary, I think, in terms of strategy. You got Mako Wagner, who's been bombing away, but you've got to keep UCLA honest, get the ball to the outside to Haller and Keebler. Both of them very capable of hitting for good numbers.
So Lisa Love, in her 5th year, having rebuilt USC's proud program, USC with 4 national championships in women's volleyball. And then Chuck Irby resigned amidst pressure and finally ended up at Michigan State, where he's the head coach now. But the program was certainly in ruins when Lisa Love got here, and you have to give her a lot of credit for bringing it back.
Oh, UCLA went through some, USC went through some years when they were 1-28, and just some dismal years, particularly when they had won previously national championships and had an elite program. But Chuck Irby's a head coach again. He did a great job for a long time and bounced around and developed kind of a negative reputation that followed him from job to job, but he's been given another opportunity at Michigan State.
That Big Ten is going to be packed with good coaches and good teams this year. Greg Giovinazzi, former UCLA assistant, is at Michigan. Russ Rose at Penn State. You got Jim Stone at Ohio State. And about 4 other coaches.
And Mike Keebler at Illinois.
Yeah, there's the put away. Katie Haller, and USC gets a point. All right, waiting for SC to get a point or waiting for UCLA to get a point. And serving is Cavallari. She has looked good since she's come in. Will this renew a quarterback controversy?
Great swing over the top.
That's Annette Buckner, NCAA Freshman of the Year in 1991. And who can forget that one clutch kill down the stretch? UCLA had to have it. It was the 14th point for the Bruins. They set Buckner and she smashed it home. UCLA ended up winning the title. Julie Bremner, number 11, the second leading setter in the Pac-10 in terms of assists. Assist leads directly to a kill. So Bremner gets a lot. And the part of the crowd here in the Lion Center. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, hope you're enjoying it. 2 excellent volleyball teams, 2 teams that have a chance to win the national championship, certainly.
Well, I think UCLA does. I think USC has a ways to go. They're really hurting in that one opposite position.
Yeah, but if they can beat Stanford and they can beat Long Beach, they have a chance to win the national championship.
Agreed.
How much does the wiping of the floor slow down the momentum?
It's not a factor yet. Messes up the match, but it's not a factor.
And it really kills us because we want to go home and watch our Open on TV at 10:30, right? Hopefully your wife's taping it tonight. Okay, and then Buckner out of bounds.
You'll get home in time just for the midnight feeding.
All right, we're coming back. USC 8, UCLA 5.
chemicals and they blow the waste away. Down the pipes and through the ground they go each and every day. And the water keep on moving under cities, under streets. The river flow back to the sea, back into the chain. We cannot survive without it. Cool, clear water.
If you like USC athletics, you won't want to miss the USC Sports Magazine show. For highlights, in-depth interviews, and behind-the-scenes action, watch the USC Sports Magazine. Tom Kelly. It's on Wednesday night at 10:30, only on Prime Ticket, Sports LA style. TK on that one. Welcome back. UCLA won the first two games. Game one was a thriller. Game two was kind of a comeback win. UCLA led 9-0. SC came back. UCLA pulled away. Now we're in game three. USC leading 8-5. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Capacity crowd here at the Lions Center. SC band is here. UCLA band, cheerleaders. We got it all. As Bremner with the dig. UCLA in blue, of course. And they whip it over to Jenny Johnson, and she kills it again. Now 8-6.
Allison Randick very quietly doing the little things, coming over from one of the responsibility of the opposite player. The setter digs the ball, you got to be able to step in and set.
That ball right on the line. Kelly Keebler was critical in the win against Long Beach. She had 25 kills against the 49ers and the last two of the game to secure the win. That place must have been rocking.
Yeah, that was in 5 games,
yes.
Was it not?
Yeah.
Fast scoring,
Right.
remember, in game 5.
I heard that the 49ers got caught in a rotation where their big gun, Danielle Scott, was caught in the back row, and they gave up like 3 or 4 points. By the time she got to the front, it was over.
Yeah, it's over. A lot of coaches still have mixed feelings about speed scoring. Brian Gemolero, I've heard.
He doesn't have mixed feelings.
No, he does not. I was about to get to that point. He does not like it at all. Personally, I like it. I think it's exciting. It brings the game to a close in a hurry.
That little tip shot, the block, nicely done. UCLA gets a point. And UCLA coming back now, trailing 8-7. Schreiber is serving. The most valuable player in the California State High School Championships a couple of years ago for Corona Del Mar. Tracy Schreiber. And they're buff shining that one. And here's Schreiber waiting. Her team trailing 8-7. Blocked. Kroll and Randick. That is a powerful lineup, Paul, of 2 tall ones.
Randick at 6'3", Kroll only a freshman at 6 feet tall. But Kroll getting to the outside quickly. Look at that. Just puts up the one arm. I don't see many freshmen making a play like that.
UCLA with 3 straight points now. 4 straight points. And UCLA back in the lead. And something has happened to the Trojans. They need timeout, and they will take it. Lisa Love, we'll take our timeout. We're coming right back. Stay with us. Hang in.
Cheryl Ladd on Body Slide.
The idea came from the skaters on the beaches. What they're doing isn't just fun, it's a fantastic fat-burning workout. Now Body Slide brings that right into your living room. You just slide your way to a great shape. It's fun, it's like skiing or skating, but it's also an unbeatable non-impact aerobic workout, and it's great for your hips and thighs.
Body Slide burns calories fast, faster than the exercise bike or even aerobics.
Body Slide really works. Body Slide lets you do all kinds of fun, different aerobic exercises, indoors or out, and it's non-impact. In no time at all, you're watching those extra pounds disappear, seeing those extra inches just melt away, and fitting into clothes like never before. So I know you want to try it. Come on.
Body Slide from the makers of ThighMaster includes the glide surface, instructions, and the slider booties. It's all yours for just $49.95. And you can try it for 30 days risk-free. Plus, call now, and you'll also get Cheryl's video workout tape absolutely free. Body Slide. Call and order yours today.
There's a familiar volleyball face wearing the H2O. Eduardo Anjinho. And Eduardo Anjinho, the AVP star from Brazil, his partner Jose Loyola finishing second in the Old Spice King of the Beach tournament. He's here watching Monica Cavallari. How good is Anginio?
Good, solid player. Very, very good all-around skills. One of the top setters already on the beach, but I'm telling you, he better work hard during the off-season because his partner, Jose Loyola, put on a show at the King of the Beach against the very, very best players in the world. Everybody wants. If he wants to keep Loyola as a partner next season and maybe play with him in the Olympic Games, now that beach volleyball is indeed in the Olympics in 1996, he better get buffed up.
Part of the crowd here at the Lions Center on the campus of USC here in Los Angeles, California. Glad you're with us. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, just the start of our collegiate volleyball schedule. I believe next week we are going to be on live. USC and Arizona State. Is it Arizona State right here from the Lions State? ASU is coming into town, and they have a very, very good team. Patty Snyder's club. And somebody touched the net. And that's live starting at 7 o'clock next Friday night. Check your local listings for dates and times, as they say. 9-8, UCLA leading USC. UCLA leads this match 2-0. Good scoop, Irato. And Wagner can't convert. USC led 4-0. UCLA fought back to tie. USC went up 8-5. USC fought back to tie at 8-8, and the Bruins have just gone ahead. USC has had a lot of hitting errors, 23 hitting errors. Now our ace stat man Mike Sondheimer tells us for USC, and part of the reason USC is not winning this match.
I think the biggest reason, played pretty hard, but you cannot hit the ball out of bounds, and UCLA just capitalizing on those unforced errors.
That's the put away. Again, now 11-8. Number one, Lori Hill, the second time she has been in. Inside, Keebler, and that's out of here. (11-8). UCLA has the lead here in Game 3. Pac-10 leadership on the line. The number one ranking in the country on the line. Beautiful play by Randick. Kroll. Yes.
Randick is really playing a solid match. 6'3", getting down, groveling, covering. She set the ball well. She's hit pretty well, blocked pretty well. Very agile and quick for a woman 6'3".
Michelle Mooney is going to come in, the sophomore out of El Toro, 6'2", the tallest backcourt sub in America.
Yeah, I don't get this substitution, quite frankly. You take your best passer.
She's got a great serve.
Okay, there it is. All right. Okay. Andy, I'm sorry.
And he's won 6 national championships, and you're doing hockey. You know, I mean, come on. Give him some
I'm second guessing. That's what I get paid for, you know?
12-8 is the score now as UCLA just 3 points away.
Jenny Johnson, when she went over to the sidelines, was looking at her head coach, Andy Benikowski, and saying, "Coach, I'm out, she's in." And Andy said, "Okay, yeah, that's exactly right. UCLA could be moving up to number 1. They win this game."
Long Beach has lost this week. UCLA's number 2. They would move up. Texas and Mick Haley right behind. Stanford starting to get a little better. Nebraska, BYU, Kentucky, interestingly, might be a little higher because they are the only major undefeated team in the country besides UCLA, still undefeated. What are you trying to show me?
Kentucky's 9-0.
Yes.
As you just said, UCLA.
Yes.
Long Beach lost this week.
And I believe Nebraska's
lost.
Did Nebraska lose? I thought they did. Nebraska lost to Texas. So 2 teams undefeated, we think. All right, USC going to try to rally here. Down 12-8. Bruins have scored 7 straight points. That's not quite true. UCLA has scored 3 straight points. Nope, 7 straight points. That is right. It was 8-5. It's now 12-8. And UCLA blocking well. Whiff hit. Off the top. Schreiber with a dig. Set left, Buckner. Up. It's still good. No, it's out of bounds. And UCLA gets another point.
Kroll was there threatening in the middle, and Julie Bremner, again, I think setting much better than last year. Smart choice to the outside. This substitution looks golden. Mooney may well serve out the match.
Michelle Mooney. She had knee surgery in June, so she's not 100%. She's wearing a little knee brace, and Lisa Love's team just 2 points away from elimination. UCLA looking for point number 14. Randick extends and hits again. Allison Randick, great shot.
Michael, how many kills for Allison Randick?
Junior out of Lafayette, California. Now it is match point substitution first off. For SC coming in is Lori Hill to slow the momentum. Michelle Mooney has come in and served 3 points. She's looking to serve it out. Left side, Haller. Buckner with a dig. Set left side, back row, Schreiber! No, she missed it. Just checking on Tracy Schreiber. I don't believe she's got a kill this year, does she? Where is she?
One kill.
One kill. That would have been number 2.
Out of one attack. She would have been 2 for 2.
That would have been a sweet one. Randick. Nice dig in the backcourt. It's 14-8, game 3. UCLA trying to wrap it up. They go to Buckner. And she whacks it out of bounds. USC scores its 9th point. UCLA, a very young team, and Andy Banikowski going to sub in here very quickly and bring Jenny Johnson back for Michelle Mooney. So Mooney did a good job serving 3 straight points. Now Lori Hughes will serve. Right into the bottom of the net. 12th service error for the Trojans. And now the Bruins and Kim Kroll will try to wrap it up. Kroll has been brilliant. Out of Decatur, Indiana, she has stepped right into the UCLA starting lineup, and she is a star already. This is it for the match. Wagner, UCLA blocks her finally. Looking to end it. Buckner. That's it. UCLA wins this match 3 games to none. Rayford Johnson and the UCLA rooting section very, very happy, it appears, barring some unforeseen mystery, voting that UCLA is going to be the #1 team in the country. Next week, we'll be back.
For performance sailors, just sailing isn't the point. It's how well